Hello, and welcome to another edition of B.T.F.O. Today, we're going to be talking about Terrifier 3, the 2024 Christmas movie. Now, obviously, this came out in October, and it was actually my first Terrifier movie. I had not seen the other two, or I know there's like the short anthology movie, All Hallows Eve, and I think there's some other stuff that the directors made with the character before. I haven't seen any of that. I have seen Terrifier 2 since, but going into this, because I didn't really plan on watching this, but then I had a few coworkers who they kind of said that they were going to go see it, and so I kind of wanted to be in on that conversation. So I went and saw it, and I'm really glad that I did. It's a really fun movie, and it's really refreshing to see a horror movie that's not, it feels like it's made for adults, right? Where it's not constantly having to tell you that, like, oh, Art's the bad guy, by the way. Like, you shouldn't be enjoying what he's doing. Like, it's very much a movie that was made with the tone of, no, fuck you, this is all fictional. Like, we're gonna tear that body apart because it's fun. And I really like the guy who plays Art the Clown, for not saying anything throughout the film. He's such a highlight of it. I really do like the more enthusiastic slashers, because to me, I think that's where the slasher genre kind of falls apart, is when I know that, like, oh yeah, they're just gonna kill all these people, and like, even if the people somehow figure out a way to kill them at the end, like, they're just gonna come back. It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like, because for me, I think that's why I've never really gotten into the Halloween movies. Like, sure, some of the kills are fun, but like, overall, I just kind of, like, I don't know, it doesn't grab me as much as, like, for as bad as some of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies are, like, I do really like them because of Freddy Krueger. Like, he often makes those, and like, the best of the Nightmare franchise is taking advantage of Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. And so it was really nice to see that out of, like, a modern franchise, out of Terrifier, to see them just having so much fun with the idea of, like, sure, yeah, Art is like a crazy demon that, like, kills people, but he also has fun, like, doing it, like, and I love the absurdity that they went to with this film, where, like, the the present that Art leaves in the mall, that was a really fun thing, and I do really like that right off the bat. The film is, like, pretty clear on, like, look, yeah, maybe you won't see, like, Art mutilate a child, but, like, nah, he is killing children. Like, that's not a line that he's not willing to cross. And it's like, yeah, good. Like, I'm really glad that the Terrifier movies are not set up in such a way that, like, oh, we need to make sure that people don't enjoy this. Like, we need to Joker 2 this and make sure that the wrong people don't get the wrong idea. But Yeah, and I would say, as someone who watched Terrifier 3 as their first Terrifier film, I think it did a pretty good job of like conveying the story. Because, like I said earlier, I have gone and watched Terrifier 2 after this, because I've heard that there's not really much story development in Terrifier 1. Um, and in Terrifier 2, there's a bit, and so like I got a little more context for some of the stuff in 3, but overall I wasn't actually that confused by 3, which I was kind of glad about, because it didn't feel like it was spoon feeding me information for like, hey, in case you missed the last one, here's what's going on. But it kind of felt like all the things were like they were just logically in place, to the point where it was like, oh yeah, okay, I can see, like, just off of the events in 3, I can, like, I've got a pretty good guess of like what happened in 2, and like who these characters are and what their relation is to each other. Um, and so it did a pretty good job of that. Um, I'm looking forward to the fourth one. I have really kind of no idea like what they're gonna do, because like I think there are several really interesting ways that they could take this story going forward, and so I kind of hope that it's good. But yeah, so would I recommend this movie? Absolutely. Maybe not for the faint of heart, but yeah, I would say overall that, yeah, this is a pretty good movie. And yeah, go watch it. So thank you, and bye bye.